Good afternoon. It is 16:05, also known as 4:05, which is the perfect time to walk in shorts here in beautiful, sunny Las Vegas. My name is Matt Timmons. I'm with CineSys. I oversee our workflow division. And today we're going to talk about what we have done and some of the work that we've done with TwelveLabs in the concept of the art of content discovery. But first of all, a little bit about CineSys, of who we are. At CineSys, we're all about bringing dreams to life for our customers. What does that mean? It's systems integration, it's design and building schematics, it's also asset management, orchestration, and putting all the different tools, a lot of different services and companies that you see here on the show floor, bringing it together under one roof, managing it, developing it, and extending it. That's what we do here at CineSys. But like I said, we're going to talk a bit today about the art of content discovery and what some of the work that we've done recently here at CineSys with several asset management platforms combined with TwelveLabs. So let's go back to the playbook just for a quick second. Draw out the play here. So we've got files that live somewhere in the storage environment, whether it's in a cloud or on-prem. Perhaps we're going to bring those files into an asset management system like Iconic or Mimir or Cantimo or VidiNet. Pick your flavor. We're going to index that content up and down. So meaning we're going to send it to TwelveLabs, and then we're going to bring it back into the NAB so we have nice indexed content. Then we can search for it, we can do things with it, and then perhaps automate a delivery and a mechanism to distribute it out. That sounds like a dream. Let's bring it to life. How do we do all that though? It's really it's not necessarily magic. It's done through the power of orchestration. So orchestration is really the thing that puts all this type of stuff together. Orchestration has been a common theme in our industry over the past few years, and it's growing more and more. And here at CineSys, we work with several different orchestration platforms, including Kib. This is what our TwelveLabs integration with Kib looks like, as well as Embrace's Pulsit. They're French, so if you speak French, go talk to them. Or if you don't, you can also speak English and talk to them too, it doesn't matter. Or we also offer our own systems that we've made via NAB. So using orchestration, we're able to tap in and control at a micro level and macro level how we organize stuff with TwelveLabs. And then of course, we build our own custom interfaces where we can monitor the entire process of how we're sending jobs to and from the environment. But let's take a look at one of the integrations that we've made. So Backlight has a really cool product called Iconic. They're located in the North Hall. It's orange, you can't miss it. They don't have oranges there, but the color's orange. You get what I'm saying. So with Iconic, we've taken stuff to TwelveLabs and we've indexed it. And on the right, we've got a nice little view of some of the metadata that we didn't have to type. It generated a summary for me. It gave me some hashtags. It's really, really cool. And it's all possible with a very simple custom action. You right click, set a content and say, send to TwelveLabs, and 3, 2, 1, bam, done. It's done. You can also automate this to happen automatically as well. Let's take a little bit deeper look into what this looks like. So I'm going to select some content here. So my friends from Bandit Running in New York, we're going to look at some of the stuff that they've done, select a clip, open up the metadata viewer, and here on the right is some nice information that only TwelveLabs and the power of their models can do. We have a nice generated summary. It's really, really nifty and very cool. We're going to go a bit more though and look at a search result. So let's search for perhaps, plant research. Why not? Because that has to do with running. So we searched for plant research. It actually pulls up a clip that was not tagged plant research, but TwelveLabs knew about it. And here we can go in and look at all the time-based metadata for this ad campaign. And it's really, really cool. That stuff that you get in here, women seeing measuring plants, pretty cool. So if you ran the Chicago Marathon, you may have seen some of this stuff. If you ran, I think Nick may have, so congratulations on your running speed. But this is all the really cool stuff that you can do when you send content to TwelveLabs back and forth. And I never even had to write the word Boston 2026 because it detected that in the end frame of the spot. So it's extremely powerful. But I want to take this up one more level, shall we? So using our integration that we've made with CodeMill's Cantimo, we've been able to draw our own interface mechanisms to take this to the next level. Let's actually dive in a bit more what that looks like. Here in 2026 NAB, we have launched our very first interface. This is the CineSys homepage for Cantimo that we designed from scratch. And here I'm going to go ahead and scroll up a little bit or scroll down depending on your mouse behavior in Mac OS. And we can find a piece of content and actually look at what we've done. We send it to TwelveLabs, we let it be indexed. And from here, I'm going to look at some of the metadata that came in and I can search for it, find it, And it gives me similar stuff that we saw in Iconic in a range where we've got our hashtags, a generated title. Again, I didn't type this stuff. I don't have time, but 12Labs did it for me. It's pretty cool. I'm also going to jump inside of this clip to look at some of the time-based metadata that came in. So here I jump into my time span view, and I've got all the different 12Labs highlights or chapters. So these are some of the mechanisms of the models that they've created. And I can clip through and find stuff, but I'm really just looking for a shot of the two men sitting together. And sure enough, 12Labs knows about it. I never had to tag it, and I can quickly find that section. But we can take this one more step further. What about semantic search? Well, through our CineSys custom homepage, for the first time, we can just quickly type in something like soul searching. Let's search the man for soul searching, right? Well, for a lot of people here in Vegas, we come up empty. Well, let's do something about that. We're gonna go back to the homepage and we're gonna flip on the AI switch and we're gonna ask AI about soul searching. And we type it in and it pulls open. Well, hopefully that's not what everybody looked like this morning. I saw a few people, but you know, it kind of picked it up. So let's, look at some people that are more in distress, shall we? And then it picks up again, not tagged like this, but it finds people that are in distress based upon their facial nature. But you know what? We want to do something about this. I have an answer. What if we search for something hard? Like, let's search for a man returning to his father riding on a white horse. That's a long statement. So let's see if 12Labs can give us some results about this. And sure enough, it does. And it gives me some interesting things, like a guy embracing another guy. It looks like the back of a horse running. Is this really real? I can look at some related content, maybe some audio that it found within these pieces of information. Let's dive in even more to one of these assets that it located. Inside our AI search view that's looking at 12Labs, it pinpointed a man returning to his father on a white horse. Is it really true? Well, if I scrub through, it looks like there's a white horse with a man riding on it. And if I scrub through even more, it looks like there's a son and a father, and it looks like he gets embraced, he gets a ring, he gets a robe. Sure, it looks like a man is returning to his father. That is actually pretty cool, and it kind of gives me butterflies if I think about it some more. And speaking of butterflies, there are some really cool shots that happen in this film that we made, where you have butterflies flying perfectly right in front of the horse. So I'm going to go ahead and grab perhaps a section of that 12Labs found for me. I didn't have to scrub for it. I just found it. It looks really great. Let's take that clip and let's render that out as an animated GIF that maybe we put on Slack that we can distribute to all of our friends or social media later. And that is part of the distribution. So that is a little bit of the power of 12Labs. So what we've done is we've semantic search, we've indexed it, and we've created a delivery pipeline based upon what we saw. And that is a little bit what we mean about Dreams of Life here at CineSys. We're really excited about what's happening here at 12Labs because this week we announced Rodeo, which is semantic editing. So now in the future, with our integrations, we're going to be able to do a search result saying, hey, give me an edit of all these touchdowns at this time. And it'll build that edit for us with the power of Rodeo. And that's where we're heading in 2026. Thank you guys, everyone. My name is Matt again from CineSys.